Okay, today we're talking about relationships, and over the years I've heard basically the same thing. Everybody's looking for the right one. How do I find the right person? How do I find... And I've met a lot of women now in their 30s, going on in their 40s, and they want to know why they're home alone. They have everything going on. The career is going good, the money's good, they're beautiful, gorgeous, sexy, yet they're single like a focused thought, and they're not happy with that idea. So they're trying to figure out this relationship thing. And my thing is, everything starts within. Because a relationship is not about finding the right person. It's about being the right person. And, you know, women are asking me, okay, Kirk, I've been meeting all these men who are trying to undress me, who don't even know how to address me. And just a lot of crazy stuff that's going on, but it all comes back to within. I don't have time to get into all of the stuff right now, because just like I did with finances, I really want to lay the foundation before we put the windows in, so to speak. But any relationship, if you're looking to prosper, if you're looking to be happy, you have to start with being happy with yourself. And most people who are looking, they're home, first of all, they're home and they're unhappy. And you can't be unhappy with you expecting to meet me and have me be happy with you. You got to love you first. I know you're trying to lose 20 pounds or 30 pounds and you're saying, well, whenever I lose 30 pounds, I'll be happy. That very thought will keep you from losing the 30 pounds. So you have to find a way to start loving who you are. And I know I went through that for a long time. I had very, very low self-esteem. I walked through life believing I was unworthy, and all I met were people who treated me like I was unworthy. When I felt like I wasn't good enough, I was a second-class citizen, that's all I met, that's all I attracted. After I started changing my language, because I used to meet women who tell, oh, I can't deal with you, I can't talk, you're too skinny. And I believed it. I'm taking all these protein shakes, I'm trying to bulk up because I believed in their perception of me. And because I believed that, it became my perception of me. So after I realized how powerful the mind is, I just changed my talk. I changed what I was saying to myself. Women tell me, oh, you're too skinny. No, I'm not. I'm cut like an action figure. You're bugging. So with that frame of mind, everything changed. And it's all about starting to find a way to love who you are right now, where you are. It's okay if you're working on yourself. It's okay to improve. I'm all for that. But you're never going to find someone outside of yourself that's going to make you happy. You're never going to find someone who completes you, because you weren't created incomplete in the first way. So when you're looking around and looking for someone, I just need somebody to complete me. If I'm looking to find my soulmate or my boo, that never works. You have to get to a point where you're very much in love with who you are, in love with the idea of who you are. Know that you're not where you're going to be, but you're constantly working on it, and you're fine. The other thing is, a lot of women in particular are home and they're lonely. You have to be okay with being by yourself. The thing is, once you get really, really happy with you, you start attracting people who are happy with you. But the fact that you're not happy with yourself is one of the reasons, the main component that's blocking you from meeting people who you can develop a loving, happy, thriving relationship with. You're not happy with you, so it's almost impossible for them to become happy with you. So one of my first recommendations would be to start monitoring your self-talk. Because a lot of time we're extremely harsh in ourselves. And that's why we become so harsh and other people so critical, so judgmental, because we judge ourselves very harshly. So you have to learn to be gentle with yourself. You have to learn to be patient with yourself. And you have to learn to be very forgiving when it comes to yourself. The other thing, you cannot move into having great relationships if you're carrying a lot of baggages. You can't be looking for Mr. or Mrs. Right if you're still mad at something your mom did 20 or 30 years ago. You're still walking around breastfeeding a wound from your childhood. So these are just some of the things for the foundation that you have to pay attention to. Before you can go out and start looking for the perfect soulmate, we have to clean up our house. We have to clean up our structure, our mindset. We have to be happy by being by ourselves. We have to be happy by being alone but not feeling lonely. If you're not happy with you, here's what happens. As time passes on, and you're home and you're lonely, you're by yourself, you're not in a relationship, you're watching everyone else going out, they're on dates, they're having fun, you start to feel desperate. And as that feeling of desperation comes in, you begin to compromise. You begin to compromise your standards. And you start compromising your standards, and now you start attracting stuff that you wouldn't have earlier in your life. You start pulling your boundaries wider and allowing people, all sorts of people to come in. And you start meeting people who are treating you in ways that you wouldn't really tolerate when you were younger or weren't feeling as desperate. So it's important for you to really like who you are and be okay with wherever you are, even though you're working on being improving. Like, one of my things, I don't do drama. I never do drama. And I don't attract anyone who does drama. I live a very peaceful, calm life because I travel a lot, I'm on the road a lot, so I can't come home to any drama. I need peace. And that's something that I'm not willing to negotiate, I'm not willing to compromise on. But a lot of people, as time goes by and they're not finding what they're looking for, they start compromising, they start changing their list, they start changing their rules. And all of that goes back to not really loving yourself. So it really boils down to finding a way to knowing that you're okay. Stop looking at the images that the television and the media and the print media is giving you to telling you this is an image of beauty. Because beauty is within and then it's reflected outwards. But most people don't get that. They don't understand it. They're looking for an image, a style, a brand name to make them into something they're not. When you're stripped down naked, who are you? A lot of women are gorgeous, beautiful, but they can't even walk around naked in their own home when they're alone because they don't like their bodies. So if you don't like your body, how can you expect me to appreciate your body? It's just not going to work like that. You have to start with you. I have a saying, a philosophy, and most men feel this way, but women don't understand it. Your body can't keep me if your mind don't intrigue me. So you keep working on this body and figure, when I get this perfect figure in this perfect shape, I'll attract the perfect guy. It's your mind, baby. He might be attracted to your face and your body and your shape initially, but the thing that's going to keep the longevity is your mind, the contents of your mind. So work on being comfortable, work on being completely happy with you. And as you do that, as you lay the foundation, as you start loving you more, you will find that your life and your circumstances begin to change. So that's the first thing. You got to definitely find new and improved ways to love you. Start improving your self-talk. Start telling yourself, I like myself. I like myself. I very much like myself. Stop giving yourself the second best where you won't spend something on yourself. You won't invest. Oh, that costs too much for me. Or it's a subconscious message that you're sending that you're not good enough. So when you send that message, oh, I can't buy it, I can't afford that, and you tell yourself stuff like that, then the universe reflects that and you meet people who devalue you. So you have to really start, if we want to change our relationships, we have to really start paying attention to our self-talk. We have to pay attention to the way we feel about ourselves, and we have to pay attention to the way we allow other people to treat us. Because people treat you the way you train them to treat you. No one disrespects me. No one talked to me in a manner that, oh my God, who's he talking to? I don't get down like that. And you have to have your own boundaries where you know that's unacceptable. That can't even ride in my world. So once you start doing that, you'll find your life begin to change. And we're just going to lay more foundation, and I'll start giving you strategies how to do and change your life as far as your relationships. But they're not going to change until you start cleaning up your life. We haven't even spoken about forgiveness as yet, because that's very important. You won't get where you want to go if you're carrying these baggages. You've got to forgive. You've got to let go. There's a quote that says, the worst memory is the one that remembers everything. You sooner or later have to go and let go of some of that baggage. You have to let out the karma. You have to travel light. When you travel light, you start attracting light beings. So that's the message for this weekend. I'm going to keep it light, keep it short, and we'll talk again tomorrow. See you later.